Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Jay, back to you with more videos about lupus. I know it has been a minute since you last heard from me, and I apologize for it, but I'm back now with more videos about lupus to inform you and get you and your loved ones informed. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jemima Enyonyam Dankwa and I have lupus. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, comment of course, about what you think and what you know. I'm also learning, so I would love to hear everything you have to say. Alright, let's get started. Today I am doing my very first reaction video and I want you guys to go along with me on this, okay? This is from the Lupus Foundation of America, and these are lupus patients that are describing their symptoms and the daily impact it has on their lives. So we will be going along with them and I will be trying to see if I relate with what they have to say. I probably will relate to some, some might not be so much, but let's get into it. All right.
My name is Mary Sayas and I'm from Houston, Texas. And the thing that has been the most aggravating is the fact that I can't open canned goods. I live alone. When I go grocery shopping, I call my son. He comes that day or the next day. He opens jars, bottles, and cans, everything I need for that week, so I don't have to deal with the struggle. I mean, I have literally gone to tears trying to open up a can of corn with those flip tops. That is the worst thing ever invented.
So what exactly is it that makes it difficult to open the can?
Strength. And the flip side of that is that I can still drive a car, but I can't open a can of corn.
So I relate to this. I relate to this a lot. At this point of my life, that situation has gone down a lot for me. Okay, but in the beginning, I used to find it very difficult to pick up a bucket of water, move around with it. I just did not have the strength to do it. Opening cans of jars, my knuckles will just be so painful, and people will think I'm lazy. They'll think, look what she's doing, like why is she pretending like she can't open it? But it's really real. I could not. But now obviously it has gotten way more better for me, so I understand what she's saying, where she has to call her sons. Yeah.
How can I drive my car after that struggle? It's just mind-boggling, but that's lupus. You deal with it.
And how long ago in this 26-year struggle has it been that you haven't been able to have the hand strength to open cans?
It's been within the past 15 years or so I've noticed that particular change. And I'm going through some other changes. I haven't figured out what they are. And we'll address that when I go back to the doctor.
I understand what she's saying about having some symptoms you haven't really figured out, because it seems like each and every time there is something new that comes along where you feel like it is a flare-up, but you're not really sure what it is. You're not sure if it's related, but then again, everything is related to lupus when you have lupus. And so it's very easy to get a symptom and be like, I actually don't know what's going on. I don't know what's up. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not feeling okay. Yeah.
The number one issue that I experience with I have discoid and SCL lupus is the fatigue. And I think we've all heard the spoon theories and the other things where you try to explain to people who don't understand why you're so tired all the time, or how you can be fine 1 minute and an hour later not be able to continue on. And
okay, I'm just gonna comment on that. Fatigue is the number one symptom when it comes to lupus. All right, if you ask any lupus patients, fatigue is the number one. You just always tired, constantly tired. Like you just need to sleep. You just need to rest. Like you just went for this 20-minute walk and you need to rest. You just jumped up and down and you need to sleep for like 2 hours or 3 hours, some even more. It is very terrible.
And I equate it to an old cell phone that you have that maybe doesn't fully charge all the way, or it charges and you take it off and it might last the whole day, or some days it only lasts half a day. That's how I feel. I feel like I never really fully recharge, and I feel like if most of us could find a solution to the fatigue, we could deal with a lot of the other symptoms that we're dealing with, because we at least are able to do things for ourselves and not feel just so debilitated by something that we have no control over. So I think,
Yeah, and I'm the kind of person that I like doing things by myself. Like, I feel like I always have to do things, and if someone helps me, it's like, you know, it just makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm too weak, or I'm too, you know, I can't do things by myself. So I really do not like that. So I'm someone who likes to do things by myself. Unless it becomes too difficult for me to handle, I'm not going to ask anybody to help me. All right. And so when it comes to this, it is very, very hard, because then I definitely need, you know, someone's help. I definitely do.
that bothers me would be the fatigue. Absolutely. And then the pain would be second, and the brain fog. I think I've spoke with so many people here, and we all have the brain fog. And there are times when, you know, email's just better because I can take my time really thinking of the words I want to use, instead of trying to think in person and know that I'm not going to find the words.
So with fatigue being
So I relate to her pains, and then the fog. I used to get the fog a bit earlier when I was diagnosed, where, you know, it'll basically take me a longer time to respond to somebody's question, because at some point I'll literally forget what you are saying as you are saying it. Believe it or not, that happens, where I forget what you're saying immediately. You are saying it, so when it gets to the end, I literally don't know what you just said. And so I'm just like standing there and smiling and looking stupid probably. But I relate with that. And with the pains, occasionally here and there I would get some tingles in my toes, tingles in my fingers. And it's not like a small tingle, you know, it's really like you can really feel that it is there. And sometimes I just need to sit down a bit and just like stretch my legs out for just a few minutes. Sometimes it can take about an hour for the tingle to go, and it's really excruciating. I mean, right now it's not as painful as before, but when it does come, I really start to think, am I reversing? I do not want to reverse.
A child rheumatologist that I had systemic lupus erythematosus. I think one of the main concerns for me in my life is the constant risk of infections. Because of our sensitivity to certain antibiotics with lupus, the sulfa antibiotics and things that we shouldn't take.
SLE, that's what I have, systematic lupus erythematosus.
I was in the hospital a little over a month ago due to just a normal stomach bug that I picked up from my 3-year-old little boy. And I was immediately hospitalized with kidney involvement. It went straight to my kidneys. I was given a very high dose of Medrol, and I'm still dealing with the ramifications of that. Even a paper cut.
Oh my gosh, when it comes to getting infections like that blow up rapidly is one of the things I hate about lupus. Okay, what you would get, say for instance a flu or a stomach bug like she's saying, when a lupus patient gets it, it's a whole different battle. And this really happens, or only happens, because we take mycophenolate, okay, we take immunosuppressants, and so our immune system is so open and so weak that any infection that comes is just blown out of proportion. I mean, our immune system cannot fight it, and so it just becomes a whole other hospital issue. And I think you've seen from my other videos, where if you haven't, you should go back and see them, where I literally have had UTIs constantly. Like, I would treat it, and in just a few months it'll come back again. And that has been my greatest battle, dealing with UTI.
To us can cause an infection. And that is extremely dangerous, particularly since we have such sensitivities to certain antibiotics.
And just really to understand how that has impacted your life. You know, how often are you hospitalized for an infection? Really, what has this looked like over the years?
Well, twice this year. And then I almost died after a minor surgery.
Yeah, sometimes the medications are too much. In the beginning, I used to be so tired of all the medications I had to take, because it was just like, I'm one person, am I supposed to swallow all these medications? But I mean, if I don't, I might die, right? And so like, I've got no choice but to take them. But at the same time, it's just like all these medications are also opening us up for a whole other kind of infection and other diseases as well, because it just makes us more vulnerable to anything that is roaming around, anything that we could catch, become severe. And so sometimes I just wish like some of the medications that I take can just be lowered just a little bit, or replaced, because with all this, lupus patients are different, and so doctors are literally doing trial and error. Okay, so what works for this person is not working for this person, and so let us change the medication and maybe this will work. And in all this trial and error stuff, you as the lupus patient is going through flare-ups upon flare-ups and having to treat this and having to treat that, because you haven't really gotten the correct dosage of medication yet, and eventually when they find that correct dosage, it's like, oh, heaven. It's like heaven, because like everything is just leveled up, everything just seems fine for a little bit, because they've gotten the dosage right, and that's the best feeling. All right guys, so that is all the videos we're gonna watch today because of time. I will definitely be doing more reaction videos concerning lupus and the symptoms and the daily impact. Hopefully you're able to follow up and determine which one you fall under if you're a lupus patient. If you're not a lupus patient, you can definitely learn what it feels like or what it is like to have lupus. All right guys, thank you for watching. My name is Jemima Enyonyam Dankwa, and this is my life with lupus.